it means to contribute, and it speaks about fellowship and intercourse. So when the communion is served, every member of the body is meant to communicate with it, fellowship with it. That is where you commune, you touch the reality. You can take it and not follow through the journey, and you end with the religious activity. That is why a brother can take communion this morning, and in the afternoon he goes to see his girlfriend. So it's just the religious activity. But a man that communes, that fellowships with it, the realities of the broken body and the life will be alive. If you react well with it, everything dead in you can come alive, because that wine has an errand, and the errand of that wine is to constantly produce life. Let's go further to see this component. Can we check, I think, 2 more scriptures, then we'll pray. I wrote here that the communion table should always remind us of the life, to live in the consciousness and experience of his death, so that the life will always and forever flow through our vessels. This table should bring us to the consciousness and experience of his death. That is a broken body, and not just the physical death, the reality, the significance of that process, so that the blood, which is his life, will flow always and forever through our lives. John chapter 6 verse 48 to 56. It's a long reading.
I am that bread of life.
Jesus said, I am that bread of life.
Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness.
Your fathers ate manna in the wilderness,
and are dead.
They don't die.
This is the bread which cometh down from heaven.
This is the bread that came down from heaven,
that a man may eat thereof and not die.
that a man may eat thereof and not die.
I am the living bread which came down from heaven.
Okay.
If any man eats of this bread, he shall live forever.
Have you seen that the way to live is to touch the bread? And when we speak about bread, we are talking about being broken. The way to live is to touch bread. That live in itself, that living has its own mechanism. But what will bring about the mechanism is that you first of all touch bread. So continue.
And the bread that I will give is my flesh,
The bread that I will give is my flesh,
which I will give for the life of the world.
which I will give for the
Life of the world.
life of the world.
The Jews thereof strove among themselves, saying, How can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except he eat the flesh of the Son of Man, and drink his blood, he have no life in you. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me,